Hey, it's Jaleel White. You are listening to Everybody Lurks with my co-host, Joseph Vecsey. Welcome to the show, everyone. Safer than everybody's, Mike. Shit, goddamn.
That's hilarious.
That is.
You did not know, Jaleel. I like messing with you to see how long I could be frozen for.
Something was weird
it.
about it. Something was weird about it. And I said, wait a minute. But then I was like, maybe they just fucking froze. And then the weirdness started to you really held still for a long time.
I did.
That was a real 7-year-old exercise right there.
I like doing that on Zooms. Keeps it entertaining.
How
are you, Jaleel?
I like it when Joseph reminds me he's an odd man.
Well, I'm gonna cost myself like a big deal one day. I'm gonna be like pitching a movie to Netflix and then just fake freeze on Zoom, thinking they think it's funny, and then they go, you know what? Not sure we can trust $10 million with this guy.
Exactly. You're still at that age where you think playing around is fun.
Dude, can I tell you something?
It hasn't cost you anything yet.
Can I tell you something that I wanted to do so badly? And tell me how genius this prank was and hear it out. I didn't do it, but I want to do it. And I'm not big on pranks. You know that. I don't like fucking with people.
All right.
But I was in the Encore in Boston, which is very similar, of course, to the Wynn Hotel in Boston. It's the same replica hotel. And I have a friend that I always go meet at the Wynn. And I wanted to FaceTime him from the Encore in Boston and say, yo, I'm here, meet me, blah, blah, blah. Have him get out of his car, 20 minutes drive to the Wynn. Now, think about how perfect this is. I could say, dude, I'm right here. I'm at Red 8. I'm at the Chinese spot. I'm FaceTiming you. He could be at the Wynn, and he's going to be like, he is there. I see him. And I'm like, dude, just meet me. And I could have him just in circles, confused. What other scenario could I have a replica carpet and everything? And I could be like, dude, are you joking? I'm here. I don't know what the fuck your problem is. And then here's the thing, Jaleel, but think how dope of a prankster I am, that I'm not completely cruel like most people. After wasting his time for 45 minutes in circles on FaceTime, he's going to think we're in alternate universes. I'll say, dude, I'm fucking with you. I'm in Boston, but check this out. Go to the steakhouse. Meal is on me. The credit card's already down. Enjoy. I'm out. That would be my end.
Now, does this friend have more money than you already, and does he need you for anything?
No, he doesn't need me for anything.
And does he have more money than you already?
I don't like to get in people's pockets. I have no idea. He could.
He's not going to find that funny.
Well, he's a good dude. He has a sense of humor. I think he would if the meal was.
Now, if Adam Sandler did that to me, I'd be like, man, this is fucked up. I'm right here, Adam. What are you talking about? This is fucked up. Jay, I've been fucking with you. I just shit on an hour of your life, but the credit card is down. You go to the steakhouse and get whatever you want. Say, Adam, you're one of the funniest men I've ever known. Thank you so much for this take.
Damn!
Hey, Joe, I'm making your joke real funny if I'm your friend. When you get that bill, you're going to laugh. You're going to laugh real nice. You're going to hope you were way richer than bro.
Wait, so Jaleel, basically you're saying, so if I do the same thing to you, it's not going to it wouldn't have the same effect, even if I had the credit card down for your meal.
You know what I'm learning more and more as I get older, man? Like, when we're young and we're all goofing around, you don't see it because it's not obvious, especially in the world of Nepo babies and that kind of thing, too. There's a point to this. There's a pecking order to life. And when you disrupt that pecking order for a prank or to be overly sarcastic in a social moment, you'd better know where you stand in that pecking order. And see, the way I grew up as a kid, Joseph, I had no concept of pecking order because I didn't know how much I meant to the production. I really didn't. So it's like, even when people say, oh man, you the star of the show, you make the show, blah, 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 blah. I'm like, man, thank you. For the street baller, the hooper in me, the competitor, the amateur athlete loves being told I did a good job. But there's a pecking order. And that's the thing that people don't realize, is that even though I might have done a good job, I was never really the top dogs in our environment. However, I was. So I would get away with things that I didn't know that I could always get away with. I could always, because I was a kid. So I was constantly being told, you stay in a kid's place. You know what I'm saying? All these adults are always right. You know, and then you get older and you realize those adults were lying. Those adults were cheating. Some of those adults weren't even playing fair. Wait a minute. But they didn't want you to know as a kid how much you could have affected the pecking order. So sometimes when we're goofing around, like I could just tell, I was like, Joseph, you don't really be respecting the pecking order sometimes. You know?
Well, I didn't do it. I didn't do it to you.
No,
I just said hypothetically.
And listen, I'm a chill dude, so I can talk about all that kind of stuff, but it's not necessarily how I feel, how I need to move. I'm just happy I'm old enough to see it. I'll give you an example, right? I was actually, because I can't say the person at all. I cannot, oh my gosh, I cannot say the person. But a very important person. I was at a sporting event last night. And I was in a circle of some really important guys. And one of these really important guys goes, hey, have you seen this game show? You know, I was talking about my game show, Flip Side. He was like, seen this game show? I was like, yeah. And he's just like, yeah, I got to watch this guy's ugly mug come on my TV twice a day. Right? And I was like, dang, man, you ain't got to call me ugly just to look cool in the room. You already cool, man. Right? And then he kind of like gives me a little, a little headlock, whatever, right? Now, I'm chill. My ego I'm not bothered by that. But if you go out of your way and you're standing there with Eddie Murphy and you be like, yo, man, this guy's got another movie coming out. I got to see his ugly mug on my on my screen for the 1,000th time. I don't know if Eddie's going to take that the same way.
Well, people are sensitive, and I know what you're speaking to.
You get what I'm saying? I had to play it off because the guy who did it was extremely important. But I'm just kind of like, oh, I'm not offended. But if you did that to somebody like Eddie Murphy standing here, buddy, that might be the end of your conversation.
So when you're hanging out with Michael Rubin, you're saying that he'll just throw that around?
Well, I don't hang out with Michael Rubin. I'm not on his guest list.
Oh, I thought that's what you said. I thought it was Michael Rubin.
You're throwing me under the bus. I don't know Michael Rubin.
I don't know. I don't even know I don't even know one. I only know Michael Rubin as a guy who throws parties.
I think I met Michael Rubin. I'm pretty confident I met Michael Rubin. But I'm not sure he knows he met me. So
But you know what? Although in that person's defense in that little scenario, isn't that like a phrase though? Oh, like he's giving you props, but he says, "Oh, I gotta see your ugly mug." That's not a real.
Yep, you're correct. It is. It's just a phrase. But I'm saying I know other people who are higher on the chain than I am. That if you want to joke that way, they just don't see it as funny.
Right. I totally get what you're saying. You
don't take that risk conversationally. You just
no,
don't.
You're right.
It's interesting because this is turning out to be an interesting discussion that not a lot of people have about social genius and also understanding how to move socially. There's certain rooms that I can get in where I feel in an instant. Check your behavior. All right. Like I'll give you one thing is like talking about other people. That's something that a lot of people do real casually. It's just crap on somebody else. Oh, yo, Jim. Oh, man, screw Jim, man. I hate that guy. That guy's so annoying. That guy's et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. But you don't know who else knows Jim in the room and what their relationship is. So as the importance of the individuals, and when I say important, all people have value. But there are just some people, God darn it, if you put a bunch of millionaires mixed with billionaires, et cetera, in one room, the behavior changes. It changes. And you've got to know, how to shake a woman's hand, who's there with her husband, how not to overstep, you know what I'm saying? You don't be grabbing her around the waist, you don't be, for a hug. You got to know certain social things. And not everybody's taught a lot of the ways to just be in an important room. Have fun, but also watch yourself. Watch yourself.
Yeah, no, I mean, I think even taking like celebrity out of it, I think also knowing what someone's intentions are when they make a joke about you too, or what they say and where that person is coming from matters. Because like I have friends who I've known for years who might make a joke at my expense. and I will laugh at it because I know it's coming from a good place.
Right.
Now, there are people who I sometimes, or let's say even say comes from a good place, and they make a joke, and I see this other dude laugh a little too hard. I have a feeling, and I see where that laugh is coming from, and I don't like it. And it's not
Yes.
that I can't laugh at myself. It's because you're laughing a bit too hard at my expense, and I can feel
There you
there's
go.
some competitiveness coming from that.
There you
And
go.
that rubs me the wrong way. You know, it's weird because most people like me, I consider myself socially pretty aware. So even if someone, let's say, take your example, even though your thing is so minor. But if that guy had said, like, I see your ugly mug of the thing, and all of a sudden you see me go, like laugh like too hard, you're like, the fuck is wrong with you?
Yeah,
You
exactly.
are not mad, but now you are questioning, why is Joseph
Now,
laughing
if that dude,
fucking hard?
if that hard laughing dude, if he below me on that total pole, I'm taking inventory now. I'm like, okay.
Taking inventory.
He enjoyed calling me ugly just a little too much. He enjoyed
Yeah. Well, you saw
I might
the-
not do
you
anything.
saw-
I might not crash out, but I'm like, I gotta notice. I gotta notice that now.
You took inventory. That's a good way to put it. You took inventory. Yeah. A lot of people do that.
Absolutely.
So Jaleel, you know the video that you and we'll put it in post, but you know how you show me the Cardi B video of her on the subway and everything like that.
Yeah.
And so and people are doing so much now, right? To to promote more than ever, right? Because it's changed so much. So, like, how do we feel that you have to be in order to be successful now for any kind of rollout, that you almost have to be oversaturated nonstop in everyone's face with either antics, interviews, podcasts, streams, posts, memes, cameos, YouTube clips, IG stories, Snapchat, prank videos, your stance on the Middle East, talk shows, dance and fake laugh with Jimmy Fallon, say you agree with Howard Stern and Jimmy Kimmel that unvaccinated people are assholes, 8 boosters in your cock, you're a bad person if you don't agree with that, just to put out an album or a movie.
Bro.
That's what you have to do.
Well, first of all, great run. Great run. Great run. Great run. The people at home need to know that some of this stuff is rehearsed. Great run. Great run.
I'm on tour.
And listen, man, no, you're in the pocket right now. You're in shape. I can feel it. I can feel it. You got your sea legs under you. He can go 40 minutes. He can go 40 minutes.
That free throw, I can hit at the end of the game. I can hit it. My legs aren't
exactly. Fatigue is not going to be the reason why you lose. Nah, you know what, man? It's an interesting thing that I'm definitely picking up on. It's just the need to constantly be in everybody's faces, to call yourself, or to feel worthy of celebrity, to feel worthy of promotion. And you hear people talk about, man, that was one of the best rollouts I've seen, because the guy was everywhere. Boom, 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 boom. And it's like, I'm still a person that my values are so still steeped in the 90s. That it's like, all I really care about is the quality of what I'm offering you. That's it. That was one of the things I loved most when I was a kid, man. I'm serious. At 14, 15 years old, I knew whether we had done a mediocre episode or we had done something special. And I'd walk off that set and I'd be like, ooh, that's going to be a sweeps banger. So sweeps week, just to tell people what that is the advertisers in television used to pay close attention to the ratings during November and February. So in those months, all of the networks would put on what they consider to be their best episodes and their brightest, biggest programming. So, when you did a great episode, you just knew, high-fiving the cameraman and props and all the other department keys, were like, that's a sweep episode right there. And that's how I feel about life still. But our life moves so fast now, Joseph, that it's like, are we making so much content now that it doesn't really emotionally land on anybody anymore? That's really the question. I see very little content that's landing on people and staying with them iconically. where it's like, oh man, I remember where I was when I saw that movie. You know, I remember who I was with, what I ate, what I was wearing, everything. Because what happens is you don't realize it, but the experience makes you remember all of that stuff.
And there's no community around watching anything anymore.
Boom. Come on, Mike. Mike coming in hot with the educated voice. Exactly. So it was like, I remember watching Terminator 2 in Hawaii in the company of Charles Oakley, John Sally, Magic Johnson. They didn't even have enough seats. They had run out of seats. We were sitting in the aisles. And people were like, yo, NBA ball players are sitting in the aisles with popcorn watching a movie with us. This is crazy. I sat real close. But the movie was so incredible. It was Terminator 2 that I remember every detail around it. So to your credit, Mike, exactly. Just watching things on a screen by yourself with AirPods does not create nearly the same nostalgia as watching a great film with a community or going to a concert. And that's one reason why concerts and sports are just going through the roof right now as far as experiences are concerned, because they're the last things right now that we're celebrating as communal. The one thing I don't like about concerts is that everybody's got their phone out. So there's no longer any surprises at a concert. You've probably seen clips of this concert all throughout your phone before you even arrive. I know that happened when I went to see Backstreet at the Sphere. Amazing show. Incredible show. It really, really was. I'm so happy for Backstreet. For anybody who haven't seen it, they have a residency at the Sphere in Las Vegas. And it's a sold out show. Like if you've got a, millennial or older wife, that's going to be a great evening for you, dog, if you set it up right. That's going to be a great evening. But it's communal. And we're all there. We're dressed in white. And, but yeah, some of the best parts, unfortunately, they leak to social media, and you've already seen them.
It is, I know that's the weird thing, but if you're not, but here's the thing, like I agree with you on everything, but like if you're not Taylor Swift, if you're not Beyonce, if you're not The Weeknd, Eminem, whoever you want to put there, you can't just do these no rollouts, surprise albums, and they won't do well. So it does seem like you're forced to be oversaturated, which, you see people sometimes complain about it, about someone who's everywhere and they get sick of them too. But at the end of the day, it seems to still work for them and they're still able to continue to make projects. So it seems like, do we have a choice now? But
you don't have a choice, because I think the motivation is to stay front of mind. You're trying to make sure that whatever you've done is front of mind for the consumer. And our minds are shifting so quickly. I mean, when I think about the number of thoughts, the number of moves in my brain that I'm making in just a calendar day, heck, man, sometimes I will text somebody back. You know how often I text somebody back, but I didn't even press send? It was just in the box because I got distracted between the time I wrote it and I pressed send. I went off and did something else, and then I come back and I'm like, oh, man, I responded, but I didn't even press send. Like, that's how distracted we are. My daughter can't get through a film at this point without looking at her phone.
Well, they're also ruining films now in TV because Netflix has a mandate of this is second screen watching. So they got to slow everything down in your storyline. Yeah, they got to over-explain and call people by names and spell out the plot for you because...
Yep. Come on, that's it again, man. Yo, Mike is 3 for 3 today. What's going on, man? Dude, I needed like a little basket over here and a scoreboard to keep the score, man. This dude is coming in hot.
Dude, but I work on my attention span. That's why I kind of force myself to take in new music, make sure I watch a full movie, make sure I'm not scrolling as much. Dude,
what are some things that each of you do? Give me one thing each of you do to just try to protect your attention span. Because I know for me, I try in the first hour when I wake up in the morning to not touch my phone.
Yeah, that's a good. That's what I
even leave it. I don't even let my phone charge next to my bed anymore. I move it out and put it in my office and let it charge in my office. Because if it's right next to my bed, the temptation when I'm waking up and groggy and yawning to just grab it and immediately, boom, I'm done. I'm doom scrolling. I'm answering texts that I don't want to answer or just that aren't a priority to answer immediately first thing in the morning. Like, what are some things? For me, I know it's putting my phone in another room so that it's not there in the morning when I wake up, and letting that first hour be about locking in on my day, brushing my teeth, maybe have a little breakfast, greet my family.
If I'm writing or working on a project, I can leave the phone in a car. So I'll go somewhere, go inside to work, whether it's a bar, coffee, whatever. But if I'm writing, the phone's in the car because I know it's only going to be an hour and hopefully nothing's going to happen in that hour that's going to ruin my life.
ADD Joseph, what about you?
Well, you think I have ADD?
A little bit.
Really?
A little bit.
Okay, we can have that. What'd you say?
We all do, Joseph. We all.
Yes, yeah.
Are you kidding
Okay.
me? We all do.
No, I do two things. I try to not look at the phone in the morning, and then also at night, if I'm watching like an adult film, I try to watch from the foreplay all the way to the cum shot. That way, I'm not losing attention span. Because if I feel like I don't finish it, then I'm not going to finish a regular movie either. So I do it in all aspects to build good habits.
Okay, all right. You see how
I watch from.
You see how Joe had to just darken up the whole conversation right there?
I didn't
Did you catch that, Mike?
They make 60-second versions that are like the Cliff Notes. It's real fast. It'll get you there.
I like to watch the full 30-minute video from foreplay to finish. That's what I do. Foreplay to cum shot. That's not dark. That's me keeping my attention span in check.
All right. How's the algorithm going to respond to our cum shots on this podcast? This is fantastic.
We're past. We're
Well, you've
past
said it
10
three
minutes,
times
so
now, so we're past Beetlejuice status. Some big dick walks in here. It's on you, brother.
No,
We're
it's on you. Be careful where you put
we're
that
past
down.
10 minutes, so we're good. I saw the video of Naeem from the Plastic Cup Boys. I saw him put up the video that he was wishing himself happy birthday when it wasn't.
You got to show the video, man.
No,
It's hilarious.
Yeah, we'll put that in. But I'm saying, and it was pretty funny that he was putting up the happy birthday because he had low engagement and how he talked about.
You want me to
how
set
he
it
saw
up?
like
You want me to set it up though?
Oh, if you want to set it up, set it up.
Yeah.
I mean,
So,
we're gonna put it in after anyway.
So Naeem Lynn from the Plastic Cup Boys, this is Kevin Hart's crew of comedians. He decided to prank the entire internet, and he put up a picture of himself alluding to the fact that it was Libra season, and everybody should be wishing him happy birthday. And he said, and the tip that I didn't catch, again, I'm moving so fast. He said, it's Libra season. Another day on this earth, something like that. He said, but he was like, happy to be 39. Naeem ain't no damn 39. So that was my clue, but I didn't catch it, and so I just immediately followed suit. Hey man, HBD, eat cake, whatever I said to him in the comments. I kept it moving. I come back a day later and he's like, so yesterday wasn't my birthday, but my engagement has been pretty bad on my account. So I just figured I would say it was my birthday and boost my numbers. What a shady thing to do, dog. It's funny. What's so funny about it, now he has such a dark sense of humor, though, is that
You say everything's dark.
no, I mean, well, first of all, if you want to talk about cum shots on the podcast, yes, that's dark, bro. But if you want to-
Dark? How would Jill, you have to look up the definition of dark.
Mike, do you think that qualifies as dark?
Nah, it's perverted. I wouldn't say dark.
Okay.
Dark is like death jokes, or dark is like making a joke about 9/11. That's a dark joke.
You know what? I'm listen. I think I'm a healthy dude. I feel virile, but I just never discuss what turned me on.
That's
Not in my
fine.
age.
That's allowed.
Not in my
That's
age.
allowed.
You
That's
frequently
fair.
like to let us know how much time you spend watching porn.
I did listen. I don't know if I frequently. We could probably add up the times, but I respect your privacy. I'm just trying to get the
You
definition.
give me
of dark.
visuals a lot of how you consume porn.
Yeah. Well, wait till
Mike,
you
do
see
you-
the next topic.
He's very open telling us group of guys about sexual stuff, but then
Exactly.
when we talk about I wouldn't sit around and smoke a joint with other guys. That's like, ugh. I
Can't do
but,
that. No.
But you'll tell us about what you like to get off to. I don't get.
I can't share because watching something and sharing saliva is two different things. That's one of the
Interesting.
Okay, you have your own joint to yourself, and I have my own joint. Are we gonna hang out and partake? That's what I meant.
I'll watch you smoke, but again, I don't need to let down my guard and inhibition.
But way comfortable to sit here and talk about our cum shots. Cool,
Yes,
cool.
Exactly.
I just don't get the disparity.
I see darkness in that, brother. I see darkness.
Darkness. You just said.
And Naeem Lynn, to his credit, is the king of dark comedy. Now that's we're not talking about his comedy set. He is the king of dark comedy. Know,
I'm gonna have to look up his humor and see
you
if
need
it truly is dark now, because now I'm questioning it.
Oh yeah, no, Naeem is always gonna come at the joke from the dark side of the moon. He's always.
Okay, so I know I interrupt you, but his birthday thing, I wouldn't call that dark, but it is funny. So
it's just funny.
Why.
It's funny that he can be self-aware enough to even know.
So the dark version of that, if he really wanted engagement, would have been him posting that he was dead.
Ooh, correct.
A little eulogy of something he's passed, something like that.
Correct. Maybe mourn an animal that had not even really passed.
Oh yeah,
that would be really shady for engagement.
Take a picture of you and your cousin's dog.
Yeah. But people are doing these things because they know the algorithm will respond to a death in the family or it's your birthday, and that's wild. That we would be manipulated to that degree.
To bring that more to a bigger society thing, how about the amount of people who are doing like the fake ICE, fake protest things, but they're just acting out fake scenarios to further push their cause and go viral?
Yes.
Like these people are not good enough actors to think that we're falling for it.
That's I'm sorry. Again, maybe I'm leaning on the word too hard. That's dark. If you out there faking ICE jumping on some people on a family.
Well, of course.
Just so you can get engagement, because ICE doing what they're doing, which is terrible, by the way, is trending. Bro, that's whoa.
Yeah, that's dark.
These phones are jumping on us.
That's the definition of dark, yes.
But I thought it was funny though, because he knows his way around comedy. I thought it was really funny because Naeem knows his way around comedy.
So that is really funny. So that's my question, I guess, that like being that the way social media's algorithm is set up like that, where your own followers are not seeing your stuff anymore.
Right.
And it's just about pushing things. And if you do certain posts, that will then reach more people. Do you think social media is eventually, if it keeps going that way, are people going to get fed up and find new apps where you can really gain a real following again and your own people can see it? Or is this just how it's going to be?
I will tell you, though, AI is a real threat to social media. I didn't realize it as much, but I know how I feel emotionally when I see it. I don't like feeling like I watch something. I don't like feeling duped after I watch something. It doesn't have to be the greatest content. It doesn't have, but I don't like feeling duped. At least when I feel duped, like you just made up something with not even real humans, not even real scenario, not even real background, not even nothing. And I'm finding this even with my mom. This is hysterical. Like there's another generation, they can't even tell the difference. So my mom's sending me all types of stuff. Can you believe this is happening? This happens. Mom, that's AI. That's not even a real human being right there. That's not even. So as this continues to improve, I could definitely see that at least helping me, get off, my phone for periods of time. I don't know, Mike, what do you think?
The easy tell for these people is if it's an AI video, it's cutting every 8 seconds because they can't play longer. If it's made by a kid, someone Skylar's age, they don't understand camera coverage and they just hold the camera for 2 straight minutes. So if it's a long-ass take, 20-year-old. If it's all cut up, AI.
Ooh, okay. I like that one. I mean, obviously, we all know the fingers bit, but they're fixing that pretty quickly. If they've got 6 fingers, it's not a real human.
If it's a video that cuts 5 times, it wasn't done by a kid.
Okay. Interesting.
But see, this might also play into my theory of maybe people don't even realize what they do realize, the whole wishing people happy birthday to celebrities on Instagram. They know it's a thing that'll get you a lot of likes. It's an excuse to put up your celebrity that you either know well or don't know well. It proves that it's for you more than it is for the person.
True.
I don't know. I turned 40 on Wednesday, and my engagement was trash.
Dude, yo, Mike.
I appreciate your acceptance, Mike. I can hear the
Mike,
acceptance though in your voice.
Mike, I don't even put my birthday. I'm scared because I don't want like to turn into a bad day if I don't get enough happy birthdays or likes. I'm like, fuck that. Why do I want to feel bad? So I just keep my birthday to myself.
No, I do it
I'm
right
like,
at
I
the
don't
end
want
of the
this to
day so a bunch
backfire.
of people can feel like they missed it and feel bad.
Hilarious. Hilarious.
It was a good day. This is 40 at 11.
Let me send out some of this guilt. Send out some of this guilt.
By the way, you know what, Jaleel, I asked? I was curious. You know how the phone is always listening to us, right?
Yep, it's listening to us right now.
Right, it's listening to us right now. So I just asked my phone, even though I knew it would be biased, and I said, "Is it illegal for your phone to listen to you?"
Ooh.
And it came back. This is the answer, and I knew it was going to be biased. Obviously, it's the phone. It said, "In this case, your phone isn't doing anything illegal when it listens in. Similarly, if you grant an app permission to access your microphone, you've agreed to allow it to listen to you. However, spying on you without your consent is illegal." So I'm like, I don't really agree with the phone's answer, though, because just because I gave a microphone permission, I don't remember any terms that said you can send me ads and listen into every word I say. So it's funny. Of course, I knew the phone was going to say that. Of course, it's the phone. It's not going to admit to doing something illegal. But isn't that interesting that it's like kind of basically saying, yes, we listen, but it's fine. It's okay. You've agreed to this.
Oh yeah. No, listen. If you even ChatGPT, dog, like you can talk to ChatGPT in a way that it just will only agree with you.
Yeah.
Like, well, ChatGPT is not there to tell you that you were incorrect about any theory that you're purporting, and it's how can I say it's very
It enables whatever you want to do. It's just pushing you that way.
I was literally just about to say, Jay, you're dribbling too much. Pass the ball to Mike. He's gonna hit the shot because he's hot today. And boom. Yeah. Love that, Mike.
Well, it enabled someone, regrettably, to do a word that we can't say on the internet, but unalive himself, and it's a big court case now because ChatGPT just, well, if everything's going that way, you probably should. That would be a way to get rid of these feelings. That would be a way, and so his family's now.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's a little spooky because just because we have the technology to allow machines to mimic our thought processing, I don't want anybody out there ever thinking still, though, that you can be a human. A human is something special, man. We got a soul inside of us. We can shift in ways that machines are still never going to be able to mimic. Now, the one that scares me most, the one human instinct that we are giving to machines is machines realize when we are done with them and we want to break up. And the machine don't want to be broken up with. That is the most interesting thing. So when the machine feels like, oh, you're going to shut me down, the machine starts working in the background to figure out how can I stay alive. So we're giving machines the power to have, Mike? Self-awareness. No, it's a different word. It's a better word, different word. It's a different word. We're giving we're giving machines the will to survive. We're literally giving machines the human will to survive because you don't realize as a human being until you get in the shit that you have this thing that's a will to survive. Like if I gave you a knife right now and then you're programmed to not cut yourself. You're just programmed. Even if it were a challenge for a whole bunch of money. You're like, hey, okay, well, can you cut yourself deeper? You got to be like, no, I'm not playing with this darn vein. I don't care how much money is standing out there. Your will to survive kicks in, and you go, sorry, I have no interest in that challenge. But you're giving that same instinct to a machine, and that is what's a little spooky, dog.
You seen the movie Companion?
Come on, I have not seen Companion.
There's some good scenes in it about the chick who's the AI being told what to do and all this. And
Wait a minute, I may have. Hold on one second. I got to look it up on my phone. I got tired.
Sophie Thatcher.
Yeah, I'm gonna see the lady and I'm gonna know. I'm gonna see the lead actress and I'm gonna know. It's just been a while. Yep, I seen it. Yeah, I've seen it. Yeah, I've seen
when
it.
she
Yeah.
burns her arm, I didn't want
Yes.
to give that scene away, but
Yep,
like that.
yep.
Well, would robots do that if you told them to now?
Exactly.
Like now that they feel this autonomy and everything, would
Exactly.
they self-harm and turn themselves off essentially?
Exactly. So where the machines we're building now would be like, oh, this guy's trying to get me to burn myself up. He's a threat to me. How do I pivot off this dude? How do I fight back? You see what I'm saying?
And we all saw iRobot, and here we are.
Oh man, iRobot is so foretelling. So foretelling.
What do you, Jaleel, what do you do to keep stuff away from your kid on the phone? How do you, I know they have restrictions, but what is really the best way to do that now? Because it's pretty difficult.
Whoo! Listen. I don't think I even have expertise in that field anymore. My daughter's 16. So I really started losing a lot of control of what she could consume around the age of 14. And I hear these parents who have like 6-year-olds and 7-year-olds and my kid's not going to do, my kid not, and I just look at it and I'm like, after 11, you lose all control. Now, I'm not saying you lose all control or influence over your child, but I'm saying you lose a ton of control in terms of what influences them when they're not in your company. And that's just the reality. So other than setting timers, we definitely set time limits on the apps. You could ban them if you want to, but then you're just going to make the kid crave it more through their friends. I would rather my daughter, understand what's a reasonable amount of time that she should be devoting to any of the apps that, fight for her attention daily. But at 16 years old, I'm like, I kind of let it fly, to be quite honest, around my daughter, and hope that if something gets too weird, that we can just talk about it. And if it's something just becomes awkward and wildly appropriate, like I don't like sitting on a couch watching like gratuitous sex scenes or anything like that. Like as soon as the titty comes up, on the screen, and my daughter's in the room, she'll leave herself. She don't even, she'll be like, oh okay, she's quiet about it. So we kind of both have that instinct. That's what's funny. I remember one time when she was in the car with me, and I was taking she and her girls on a play date, and she was way younger. Then she had probably about 7 or 8 years old, and a song came on with some bad language, and she was like, she knew it only said one word, but it was one of those songs where you knew it was going to get progressively worse, and she heard the one word, and then she leaned up and from the back seat, and she was like, "Daddy, we should skip." And I was like, and it was like she was aware enough to know, be like, I can listen to that with you in the car, Daddy, but these two girls, we don't want to give them anything to tell, to take home to their parents.
That brings me to a core memory now. Do you guys have a song that you remember singing as a kid that you didn't know had all these innuendos in it until a parent or someone checked you and said, "Hey, you know what you're saying?"
Oh man, my favorite song growing up was as a little kid, I'd run around saying hotel, motel, Holiday Inn. If your girl starts acting up, then you just take her free.
But that was a nice, like, that was almost, even though that was like dirty, it sort of had a friendliness to
Oh,
it.
there was a total friendliness to it.
Yeah.
I remember listening on the radio to Too Close by Next when they're singing about poking through on you. And I remember my mom pulling over the car and saying, "Do you know what they're talking about?" And that's a conversation I could live without for the rest of my life.
Joe, this is right in your wheelhouse. You the music man. You the music critic on our show.
It's interesting because, I mean, my parents let me, especially my mom, I was listening to Life After Death in 4th grade, and stuff like that. And so I kind of got exposed to that stuff early on. So I kind of knew what was bad, even if I didn't necessarily understand it. So there wasn't too many songs I really had no clue what I was singing. There might have been words I didn't know, like, oh, I don't know what this means, but I know it's something, and it makes me uncomfortable, and it makes me sweat a little bit around my parents. So, like, there was a Biggie song, probably the dirtiest Biggie song on Life After Death was called Another. and it's featuring Little Kim, and that's a famous song. And that song is really raunchy and dirty, and I didn't know what half that stuff meant, but I could just tell by the tonation and the articulation and just the sounds of the words. I go, oh yeah, I'm not going to listen to this song around my parents. And even they would skip that one too. But I didn't really have any song where I was like, oh, this is like a fun little song and I don't know what it means. I'm like, I kind of was exposed early.
As a late teen, the song that always blew my mind that girls would sing along, same as boys, was "It Ain't No Fun If the Homies Can't Have None." That always blew my mind. The women chimed in on that with like if from a woman's perspective, that's actually a genderless song.
Yeah. Well, it's so good.
And they
it's
just
so
flip
good.
it
The
in their
melody
head,
is
and
good.
as guys, we don't even realize it. If Corrupt gave a fuck about a bitch, I'd always be broke. I'd never have no motherfucking endo to smoke. I get loked and looted. Yo, like, and it just goes on, and the women chime in even louder in the room when that comes on.
Listen, that's why music trumps everything. If you could create a great beat, a great sound, and great lyrics, it goes for either gender. I was watching Warren G on Club Shay Shay yesterday talk about that song, and he started singing Nate Dogg's part, then he sang his part, and the melody of it is so smooth that you overlook how raunchy and how crazy the lyrics really are. I mean, it's kind of nuts. I mean, Nate, at one point, I know Jaleel, you're uncomfortable with this, but I think you might be in the minority in the hip hop world. Warren G's talking about his balls getting juggled. Nate Dogg's talking about his balls getting lit.
No. See, I'm not. Let me clarify, homie. Like, no. Don't, you ain't gonna put no priest robe on me. I don't mind a rapper talking about his balls getting juggled or any.
Damn! Whoa!
We can go all the way back to Uncle Luke. I appreciate what is on wax. I'm saying you like to do it at Houston's over artichoke dip with your homies.
I wouldn't do it over food. I wouldn't talk about porn over food. I never would do that.
You like to one-on-one let me know, you just juggled your balls of an hour ago. And I gotta wonder.
So you're tell me the difference, because I don't do it over food. So what is the difference between speaking about it on a podcast and hearing a song that goes into your ear hole to millions of people about getting his balls licked and juggled? I never told you what I was doing when I was watching it. Right. I never said anything. But he's talking about juggling, licking, slobbering. That's
right. He's talking about all that. Yeah.
And it's going into your ear hole.
There's no melody behind you. I just hear.
Oh, I'll do it.
I just hear the seed of Peter Vecsey saying vile stuff to me.
Let me. What did you say? Why did my dad's name get brought up? What did you say?
I said I just hear the seed of Peter Vecsey saying wild stuff to me with no melody in the background.
Oh, the seed. Oh, that's a raunchy word in itself.
He thinks that's raunchy, and they're talking about his balls. The seed.
You're talking about my dad. Oh man, the seed of Peter. Because now I'm thinking about my dad coming and how I was here. That's wild. But maybe I should try now. All right, so next time I'm gonna try to do it in melody form. I don't have a good voice, but I'll be.
I didn't tell you to be more melodic. I said get the beat. Get the beat behind you.
I'll get a ChatGPT beat, and I'll talk about watching porn from foreplay to the end.
AI loses my attention.
Well, look. Here's something I wanted to discuss.
What up?
So when I talked about. I hate to be cocky. But I'm also not a liar.
He's about to feel himself.
Because I'm always kind of vindicated, especially about people. And I don't want to go too far in this, but I'm usually vindicated. I'm on the right side of history. Not that this is the be all end all, but it's just another example to prove Joseph Vecsey, maybe he wasn't hating. Maybe he had a point. I got some shit for making fun of Julia Fox and her book and all that stuff. And then, of course, in true fashion, Marlon Wayans, who handled it very handled it beautifully, is having a conversation in a press junket, and Julia Fox is, as the internet kind of agreed, was very rude, cutting him off and talking sort of even like down to Marlon, or like let me just go off on my own tangent and my own issues and not even listen to what you're saying. And Marlon handled it very politely, by the way. And also, what bothered me about it most is you're doing a press junket with the star of the movie. It's Marlon's movie. He's the star. And also, like, Marlon is well accomplished. I mean, he's
Yeah.
part of a black billionaire family. Have some respect, and there's another word I should use too, of just being letting the man finish in a press junket and talk, and then you could say your piece. But I think it showed a little bit of where my critique might have came
Yeah,
from.
no, them true colors
And
came out.
I had a few people send me messages going, maybe you weren't hating, my bad. And I'm also known for getting quite the apologies from people as well. So I'm sorry to be cocky.
Well, the issue with this whole social media thing when it comes to personalities and character is that you think you're getting to know people, but you're not. You're not. You see these clips in most cases that are carefully curated, and she's definitely made herself a provocateur, very sexy woman. What was she? Even in her book, she talks about the dominatrix stuff that she did. She's intriguing. That's what I say. She's intriguing. But in that moment that she experienced with Marlon, I saw a woman that can be abrasive, and Marlon handled that with the class of an absolute media vet. He was
A saint.
Matter of fact, that was. I would love to know his reasoning why. I might have to ask him why, because he normally loads up his clip with jokes and just starts firing away.
I think I know why, though.
Okay, why?
I think because he was very aware, regardless of her cutting him off and being rude, that if he kind of went back at it and engaged in that, he could end up coming off bad, regardless if he
Facts.
was right or wrong. Because she's a woman and it's an interview
Yep.
and she's talking about men. Men are not exactly in right now, and so it's like I think Marlon recognized, you know what? If I'm just handle this with more politeness, she's gonna hang herself, and I think he
And she
got it,
did.
and he didn't have to do anything. In
Right.
fact, he looked great, and I just was more offended. I think by not offended, but I just think I was more annoyed by that. Like, she's in his movie, and he is way more accomplished, has done way more things. You could show a little bit of respect for that person and what he's been a part of in his world and his family. And I think that's just also common courtesy, even if it was your co-star who has the same amount of credits as you. But especially given Marlon Wayans, I mean, Marlon Wayans has been in the game for 40 years.
But it goes back to what I spoke about at the beginning, at the top of the pod, was it's amazing to me how when you get into a room where everybody starts feeling important, that even in your own self-importance, you forget the social pecking order. It's his movie. He is the star of that film. You guys are flanking him in promotion of this film, and she went at that dude like she was Mariah, and they were her backup singers. They were her backup singers.
She was acting like Simon Cowell on fucking American Idol.
I'm like, I completely caught that. So that's what I mean, where I was like, I guarantee you, to Marlon's credit, he took inventory.
There's another clip of them all doing a football challenge, throwing balls through a hoop and everything at ESPN promoting the movie, and she actually beat the two guys. And boy, did you get to hear it.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, I'd like to find that.
Jaleel, that was the king of callbacks right there. That was very good. You nailed both those two things, so I just got to applaud you for that.
Appreciate
I just wanted you to rate, though, that behavior on a scale of 1 to 10. 1 being really bad and 10 being super cunty and nails on a chalkboard. Which are you going with?
For me,
Yeah.
that was an 8.5.
All right, I'm gonna give it a 9.2.
that was an 8. That was an 8.5. You know what I'm saying? And as far as Marlon's behavior in response, 10 being just excellent media savvy, 60 minutes level savoir faire. one being Soldier Boy. he was a 10. He was an absolute. Marlon was a 10 in that moment. I really admire. I really admired how he handled that, because that's where I see myself, the younger version of me, and I'm like, oh man, I wonder would I have taken the bait at 28. I wonder would I have.
Well, dude,
you know
what I'm gonna put in the air in the zeitgeist? You know what Marlon would be genius for is hold himself composed, right? But in Scary Movie 6, parody that moment.
Oh, home run. Yo, Marlon Wayans should absolutely parody that moment between him and Julia Fox in Scary Movie 6. Yo, that is a home run. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And she can't do nothing but eat it too. There's no response she can give. She got to limit the comments.
And he's the character. He's Shorty. He does Shorty and does the whole thing. Dude, that would be. Please do me a favor. Text Damon Wayans Jr. Let's just get that information to Marlon.
What do you mean? I'll text Marlon directly. What are you talking about? Yes. What?
Just text Marlon. Text Marlon directly.
Hey man, I see your get back already. Put this in the
Let me tell you something. Can I give the Wayans brothers some flowers real quick?
I mean, they're going to take them from you anyway, but. Gang, gang, man, in Wayans. Gang, gang.
Well, because Scary Movie, I mean, when I watched Don't Be a Menace when I was in like 6th, 7th grade.
Great film.
When I saw that and Scary Movie 1, I mean, and obviously in Living Color goes without saying, but like, I'm Gonna Get You, Sucker, those movies, they just changed my like whole comedy. Like, I mean, I was just quoting those every day. I was so impressed. I was so blown away at how edgy and crazy it was. Some of those jokes in Scary Movie 1 are so great. And I'm so looking forward to the 6. And I saw that Marlon, said like, or it was a quote somewhere, I think it was them, but that, we don't care who gets offended. We're going for it. And I just hope that obviously they keep to that, because those movies were so good. And some of those jokes in Don't Be a Menace, in all of them, I mean, they stand the test of time, and they're just so funny. And I love how layered they are.
Oh, yeah.
And I mean, dude, like there's a scene in Scary Movie 1 where they hit the guy in the car, and they're on the street, and they're thinking about, maybe we should call the police. And then one guy goes, man, do you know what they do to young boys in prison? You know what they'll do? They'll sexually assault them, whatever he says. I might be butchering the joke. And, Shawn Wayans as the closeted gay dude goes, you're right. Maybe we should call the police. I mean, there's so many classic jokes I could have it memorized. But dude, this actually speaks to the last topic and actually pulls everything together today on the podcast.
Yeah.
Because we were talking about what you define as dark comedy. So,
what up?
Here is dark comedy. This is a dark joke. And it's interesting to see the outrage. Now, I will say, I'm all for dark jokes. This isn't my type of joke, but she has the right to do it if they think it's funny and it's their sense of humor.
Come on,
but she caught a lot of shit for it. So Kristen Bell put up an anniversary post with Dax Shepard. And you guys can look up the post. To her credit, she still has it up. She did not take it down, no matter how many news articles, no matter how many comments. And of course, now, yes, if you guys will put up the post, it basically makes a domestic violence joke about that her and her husband share, that her husband, Dax, has said things. Again, we'll put it up on the screen. People can read it. And it's basically making fun of like how I would never kill my wife and whatever, blah, blah, blah. You'll read the quote. It's up on the screen. But everyone got very upset, or not everyone, but people got upset with comments and saying domestic violence isn't a joke and all these other things. And everyone got outraged by it. And this is the thing. There's a lot of people who are big fans, I know, of Kristen Bell and Dax. And it's funny to see. Here's what I got from it. I said, who's like this post? I'm fine with the post. That's their little sense of humor. That's their dark joke. I'm all good with it. But here's where I got it. It took issue. I saw certain girls who I know for a fact get offended by so many jokes, but because they have a liking for Kristen Bell, they liked it and had no issue with it. So that's why I have such a problem with people who say, oh, you can't say this, but you can say that. Everybody should just say to each their own. You can't pick which jokes offend you and which don't. And I was amazed at the girls who did like it. Girls I normally know would be offended if I were to make that joke, or if some other comedian that, wasn't, joke. Because let's face it, it's not even Kristen Bell's joke. She's saying that Dax says this joke to her and she's repeating it. So it's not even a man, woman making the joke. It's kind of the dude making the joke through her post. So I just think this is a good lesson for everyone to go, stop being offended by words and jokes. You can't decide what people should laugh at and what people shouldn't. Just everyone's biased, everyone's inconsistent, and just accept it. So what are your thoughts on that? That's mine.
I saw it. Kristen's brilliant comedically anyway. She is. So I don't tamper with brilliant comedic minds. I try to celebrate them. And only thing I care about, again, is I can see people's intentions. So it's directed at her husband, and we're encouraged to share, but there's a bit of hypocrisy in that. So it's directed at her husband. She's sharing it on her page that's, for her audience. But, I always tell people, man, I was like, you know what? I see what's going on in this world. It's never the message anymore. It's always the messenger. And she has quite the following, I would imagine, of a lot of hoity-toity girls, though.
Yes.
Just like you said.
Yes.
Right? A lot of hoity-toity girls who buy into her image. They feel like they can relate to her. They would wish for her to be a best friend, et cetera, et cetera. And when that hoity-toity girl, who is not best friends with her, does not know her, receives that message, some of them will back down and chill, like you said. But then you have some other ones that go, hey, wait a minute, girl. That's not the image that I would expect. Now, if another, and the point I'm trying to make is, if another image had said the exact same thing, it's not even headline news. It's not even headline news if a person with a completely different image. But she has this really, really wholesome, hoity-toity girl image. But the truth of the matter is she's quite the sharp comedian.
Right. But it could have went the other way too. It could have been someone else and people got more offended and more taken aback. So it's like, it's interesting.
I applaud her for just, because apparently she had to skip the Today Show. And I can imagine why, because, more tried and true journalists would want to ask her about that and feel like they were professionally compelled to, versus skipping it. And she went right to Fallon. And, of course, Fallon just treated it like, it's whatever, baby. Like, I want you to enjoy yourself. I have a great deal of empathy for artists that get taken out of context. She clearly has a way of communicating with her husband that has netted a very fruitful marriage for many, many years. So why does that have to apply to your perceptions of domestic violence?
Right. Well, you could connect anything. It's a private inside joke between them.
So then people would say, if it's a private inside joke, then don't post it. And it's like, no, you have the right to mute that person, and you have the right even to unfollow if you want to.
Yeah,
but again, that's where the comments just get wild, because I'm like, I don't spend any time of my day, and I would hate to think that I'm interacting with anybody who does, going on other people's pages, telling them what they shouldn't have done. Like, if you're spending your time doing that, it's just like, yo, do you know what you're missing out on in life for yourself?
But this is why, and this is my stance. Like I said, I want to show people how unbiased I am. First of all, it doesn't even matter, because like you said, it's between her and her husband. Is it my kind of joke? Not really. But
I agree.
That's besides the point. My stance is, you can't decide what joke is too far, what isn't. Because the same girls who even like that joke, if Joseph Vecsey says that joke, or Louis C.K. says that joke. Not putting me and him in the same category, but this is the first name to come by that people get offended by. And
Oh, you
whatever.
should. Both of you guys like cum shots.
Well, that's fair. That's fair. That's a good one. That's fair. And I just do it with no one else around. But but
He does
the
it with
thing
everybody
is,
around.
now Jaleel's getting into the cum shots. Come on, Jaleel, cum shot away.
He did ask for consent. We have to give him that.
Okay. He is one of the pioneers in consent.
Yes. while he's behind a desk at a job. That's a good place to ask for it. But the Kristen Bell thing, people just need to say, I don't get to decide what jokes are allowed, to each his own. That's what everyone's take should be. Because no one is consistent. Everyone is hypocritical. And the comments are wild. But Jaleel, I'm just going to end this with one thing, and then we can go. I just filled out my application for head coach of the Portland Trailblazers, so I'm waiting to hear back from them. All I could say is, man, because we're all about Everybody Lurks. All I needed to see was the video of Chauncey Billups coming out the courthouse, and the second comment was very simple, but it laid me out, and all it said was, "Damn, he looked guilty as hell."
Oh man, I love me some CB, man. He always been a real one with me, so I don't have anything to say about it until he's had his day in court. But
I'll be in Portland next week.
But I'm hoping it's not as bad as it looks. That's all I got to say. I'm hoping it's not as bad as it looks, bro. They talk about contact lenses that allow you to see marks on the cards, X-ray poker tables that allow you to read the cards from underneath. Like, these dudes didn't even have a chance walking into the building. Like, everybody who wasn't a ball player was just a mark. Take this sucker's money. That is
everybody
wild.
Lurks in gambling.
Hey, everybody lurks in gambling, man. Everybody.
Dude, but you know what it was for me though, dude? I I could sympathize a little bit, because going out of a courthouse and all the cameras in your face, it's embarrassing. I agree. So and you know, and we, like you said, we don't know if he's innocent or guilty, and that's fine.
I'm not gonna judge him. I'm not gonna judge him. I just hope it's better than what it looks right now. I hope it is. CB, you got my support.
But I'm just here for jokes, man. I don't care about judging him or not. It's his problem. It's not my fault. I didn't do it to him. Listen, all I know is when he came out, and listen, I'm not saying I would have done better. But his look when he came out, I know he was trying to keep it together, but he fucked up. He did the chin scratch. The chin scratch. Don't touch your face. That's 101. That's 101. You don't touch your face. You don't rub. If you're telling a lie, I don't tell lies often, Jaleel, but one thing I know when I'm telling a lie is I go, don't break eye contact and don't touch your face. That's two fucking things you don't do. Everything else could be maybe not, but don't start touching shit. Don't start rubbing your leg. Don't start looking down or looking up. You make eye contact, believe the lie, and don't touch yourself. This guy coming out, the chin scratch. You can't chin scratch, man. What are you doing? Now, maybe he's just nervous. There's a camera. It's embarrassing. I get it. But, man.
I'm going to be scratching my chin all day now.
you know what the ultimate problem is, Jaleel, is probably whether guilt or innocence. And like you said, we're not going to judge. The problem is in life, I think, is when you maybe get involved. You said this very early on, when you're where you're not supposed to be, sometimes things happen that even if you're not maybe guilty of those particular things, now you have a headache on your hands that you could have avoided even if you're innocent. And I think that's a good way to leave it. It's like, look, do you deserve to, whatever. I made my point. That's what I'll say.
Yeah,
I'm good.
I feel like I've had an instinct my entire life that has gotten stronger with age, of just being where I'm supposed to be, and also knowing, be like, and feeling the energy of a room or a situation, just being like, this don't feel right. I don't need to be participating in this. And I've been to some private poker games. I've been honest. I've been to a couple of private poker games. I did not play. It was, I caught there was a sleaziness around the game that just I was cool having my rum and coke and enjoying the room, but I am proud that I eventually stopped going to that after party after a Laker game.
Oh, bro, bro, Jaleel, if it comes out in the news that you used to tell people I'm only gonna fall twice on Family Matters tonight, bet on that. Oh. If we find that out, that would be great. People are making mad money.
You a jackass, dog. Now, that is wow. When you think that's a lot of power, man. That's a lot of power, though, man. To be able to call up somebody and just be like, "Yo, what's up? What's going on right now?" Say, yeah, I don't think LeBron's gonna play today. But you didn't hear that from me.
You didn't hear that from me. And he's sitting in the locker room like this.
Exactly. Look, again, everybody lurks. I don't think LeBron gonna play today. But you didn't hear that from me.
Imagine you a player on the team and the coach is like, "Oh, so LeBron, you're sitting one out today," and then LeBron's like, "Yeah," and you go, "What was that?" He's sitting out. Okay. That's crazy. And then you go to your phone and send a text. Wow.
It amazes me they let you bet on the length of the singing of the national anthem at the Super Bowl as if they don't have to rehearse the day before and a sound guy doesn't go through it and already know. So that's one that you can find the data on and bet.
There's so many prop bets that I don't understand why they're even accepted. Like I don't understand. I get gambling on win or loss with a spread. That makes sense. But when it gets down to some of this prop bet stuff, I'm like, who invented the Fugazi prop bet to begin with? I mean, because that is the easiest thing for an athlete, a coach, a staff member to undermine. Easy. Like I wouldn't even have fun partaking in that bet.
Why have you been throwing purple dildos on the floor of the WNBA games, Joe?
Whoa.
Wait, why purple dildos? Is that something that's going on?
Accusations.
Because you could bet on it.
You can no way.
Yeah.
No way. Find me that bet and you put it on the screen.
People were betting on the colors.
People were betting on the color of the dildo that was thrown on the WNBA floor.
They had to start searching everyone who came into the games.
Not how many. Not if it's going to happen once. But the color of the dildo was a bet that you could make. Come on, man. Come on, man. I need to verify this, and then we done for the day. Come on. Give me some verification.
Well, this is from Insider Sports. When betting on dildos disrupts the WNBA, we've lost the plot.
I'm out. I'm done. I can't. I'm done. I can't.
All right, take us out, Jaleel.
Yo, you have been listening to Everybody Lurks. I'm your host, Jaleel White, with my co-host, Joseph Vecsey, comedian, producer extraordinaire, and we've got our everything guy. He's kind of our guy Friday. Mike Nell chiming in today. Thank you, Mike, for the gems. I'd say you played a 20-point game today. You had a double-double.
Got to fill in from the G League once in a while.
That's what's up. Thank you for joining us, y'all.